Hello guys and welcome to Football Fan Den UK. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. And today doing a quick video with regards to Manchester City and Norwich. If you don't know the result, Norwich City have just beaten Manchester City 3-2 in the Premier League, which is absolutely fantastic. I think it's fantastic simply because a lot of teams think that Manchester City are unbeatable, and to be fair, Manchester City can play absolutely awesome. We've all seen it. If you watch Premier League games, we've all seen how fluent, how awesome they can play. But today, they weren't 100% with it. Taking nothing away from Norwich. Norwich beat what was put in front of them, and Manchester City at any point could have unlocked Norwich. They've got it within their armoury, shall we say, guys. But yeah, Norwich, absolutely fantastic result for Norwich. But yeah, it begs a couple of questions, guys, which is why I thought I'd do the video. Because if you look at Norwich's results, their results basically are against, they lost away against to Liverpool, which first game of the season, not a surprise. Then they won at home against Newcastle, which was a pretty good result because Newcastle fans that I saw didn't think that Newcastle turned up for that game. But like I said, you know, you can only beat what's put in front of you guys. And Norwich got the job done and got a result against Newcastle. Then they got had another game at home against Chelsea and came close to getting something out of that game. And they did lose it in the end, 3-2. But they had a right go at Chelsea as well and showed that they were a force to be reckoned with at home. And then they also lost then away to Crawley Town and away to West Ham. But then this week they come up back from the international break and get an absolutely fantastic result against Manchester City. Now the reason, guys, I'm reading them previous results out is because it asks the question, doesn't it? Do certain clubs find it easier? And we see it regularly on, you know, start of new seasons, new clubs come up. And the pressure is off. We've seen it last season a bit with Wolverhampton that a team can come up, play against the big clubs like Manchester City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, and pull off, you know, an absolute shock result or a well-deserved result in many cases because, you know, but the question I've got to ask you guys, do you think it is because they basically, the pressure is off? The pressure is off in these games for their clubs like Norwich and like I say, Wolves last season and many other clubs that have come up in the past and got fantastic results against the big clubs. Do you think it's basically because you know, the pressure is off? Because that's what I'm thinking. Because if you look at them other results, guys, you look at obviously the exception of the Newcastle game, but if you look at the fact that they lost in the League Cup away to Crawley, another example of a team, shall we say, that's expected to get nothing out of a game, getting something out of the game because the pressure is off. And I think that can be an absolute massive motivating factor for many teams. But if that is the case, guys, then how do we get our clubs, how do us as fans get our players to basically have a pressure off feeling, shall we say, when it comes to games that they're expected to get something out of? How is it that we can get the players to go out there and show that same desire, commitment as what we've just witnessed tonight with Norwich against Man City? Because the game was absolutely awesome. I didn't catch every minute of it because I was in between doing things, but I was trying to watch as much of it as possible. And Norwich just believed. They absolutely believed, guys. They didn't show Man City too much respect. And basically just had a right go at them and believed that they could get something out of the game. And obviously, as the game went on and they scored a couple of goals, the belief in the players was more evident. They were running to every tackle, trying to get something on the ball, whether they were going to lose the ball or not, trying to do something to put off Man City players so that Man City players couldn't get in the stride. And the question's got to be asked, guys, why are we not seeing more clubs do this? Why are we not seeing more clubs be braver when they take on Manchester City? We all know that Manchester City, Liverpool, etc., when they're on form and they're really in the mood, there's not many teams that's going to be able to take them on. We all know that. But we can still ask the question, why can clubs sometimes not give a good account of themselves, even if a team like Manchester City or Liverpool are absolutely firing on all cylinders? You can still give a good account of yourself. You can still make it life difficult for them as a team. You can still, work hard in defence, work hard going forward. And excuse me, guys. And the reason I ask is because for me personally, as a fan, I think sometimes I'd watch games and I'm asking the question, are the players taking the foot off the gas here? Like your team could be 2-0 down or something. And the players seem to not show as much commitment, not show as much desire to get to the ball. I'm not saying they're still not doing the job and they're still not working. Of course they're working. They're paid to work and they're not going to just stop playing, are they? But the question I'm asking, guys, is do you think it's a mental thing? Do you think that players do switch off once they go a game, a goal or two behind, and they think that they can't turn it round? Which, if that is the case, it's not acceptable, because we've seen it on many occasions when a club can be like 2-0 down at half time, come out in the second half, score an early goal and turn the game on its head and get a draw, or even in some cases get a 3-2 win or something like that. But yeah, guys, I think it was absolutely awesome what Norwich have done. I think they've given a good account of themselves. And basically, I think that more clubs should be doing this, guys. More clubs should be absolutely showing Manchester City no more respect than they deserve. Once you walk over that white line, we should be expecting our teams to perform and put in a shift like Norwich have just done, because Norwich had a right go at Manchester City, and Manchester City weren't at their fluent best, but they were rattled by it. It rattled them. The crowd, the fans were absolutely immense all the way through the game, getting right behind the team. And obviously, that can be easier when you're winning. But the point is that the fans believed. And when your team puts in a performance like that, it helps the fans believe. And I am absolutely buzzing for Norwich fans, because it's about time that a club that's not maybe a fashionable club, shall we say, got a big result against Manchester City or Liverpool. Because, to be fair, Manchester City more, because no disrespect to Manchester City fans or Manchester City, but over the last 3-4 seasons, it's felt like no other team, apart from maybe the top teams like Man United and Spurs and stuff, could possibly get a result against Manchester City. So, I know we've seen the odd game randomly where there might have been a draw or something like that, you know what I mean? But overall, I think it's just refreshing, especially so early in the season, to see a club that's not expected to get a result against Manchester City get a result against Manchester City. I think it's absolutely awesome, guys. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Obviously, Man City fans, you're not going to be very happy hearing me say this, but it's nothing against your club, nothing against your team. But for me as a football lover, as a lover of all football, especially UK football, I want to see it mixed up a bit more. And I'm sure other fans of other clubs like Leeds and Norwich and Newcastle and stuff like that, I'm sure their fans want to see it mixed up a bit more, because when you're seeing a club like Manchester City running away with the league all the time and being up there without a challenge, it for me it leaves a sour taste, because it's like, well, we all love seeing our teams winning games, of course we do, but we want to see our clubs in a shout with winning something. And when you're seeing a team like Manchester City basically running away with the league every season, then it takes a little bit of the interest out of the competition. You still want to watch your club win games, of course you do, but you become a little bit less interested in the in the league, shall we say, because the results are almost predictable when a club like Manchester City is so dominant. And we're seeing it now in Scotland, fair dues. Rangers, Stephen Gerrard's doing an absolutely fantastic job and he's getting them improving. And I think that, in giving a bit more time, I think he will get Rangers closer to challenging Celtic. But even still, he's been there a year and he's still not really got close to them, because this season's still early to tell yet. But he got them closer last season than he did than they were the season before. So he closed the gap a bit, but you can't expect miracles because obviously Rangers have been through a lot of turmoil in recent years, so you can't expect loads. But the point is that Celtic just keep winning the season, winning the league season after season after season with hardly any challenge. And for Scottish fans, that has got to make watching the Scottish League very frustrating. And we're seeing it happen in the Premier League in recent years, where Manchester City, apart from last season with Liverpool pushing them, Manchester City haven't really had a proper challenge. And when they haven't won the league in earlier seasons, shall we say, it's been more a case of they've just not clicked right. So that's why they haven't won the games, enough games to win the league. But I like I say, guys, for me, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think we need to see more of this. And it's so refreshing to see Norwich, or a club like Norwich, getting a fantastic result against Manchester City and working hard for it. This is the key, guys. What we've got to stress is that, Norwich worked for it. They gave it everything. They had a right go at Manchester City, and Manchester City could not handle it. They buckled under the pressure of the players playing well and wanting to win tackles and put their heads in for challenges, for headers, for anything that was going. As well as that, the fans were up for it. And that just gives it's like the saying goes, isn't it? It's the 12th man. And Norwich fans today made themselves the 12th man. And I think that was a big contributing factor in Norwich getting that result today, because the players worked hard for it. I'm taking absolutely nothing away from the players. But players without fans ain't nothing. And for me, as much as the players did an absolutely fantastic job today to get that result against Manchester City, I think the fans have to take a certain amount of credit. And I think the pundits of football channels and what have you should be giving that credit to the fans, because, like I said, I didn't catch every minute of the game, but what I did catch of it, the Norwich fans were awesome. Absolutely awesome. All the way through the game. They never stopped shouting for the team. So, yeah, guys, love to know what you think. But like I say, for me, I think it's just great. And but like I said, the question's got to be asked. Can Norwich now start picking up some wins against the other teams? Because they got the Newcastle win, but it shows to me, with the exception of the Liverpool result, it shows to me that Norwich can put up a fight against any club. They can have a right go at any club, but they seem to be showing a pattern this season where they're showing that when they come up against the big teams, that they've got belief and they're going to have a right go, and that is absolutely awesome to see. But the question is, are they going to show that consistency into games that they're expected to get something out of when they play teams in and around them, like shall we say? Because I think Norwich are mid-table at the minute. I think what position are they in? They are in 12th. Norwich are in 12th position at the minute. So the teams around them are Crystal Palace, Southampton, Burnley, Sheffield United. So the question is, are they going to get results in them games? That's what we need to see. But yeah, guys, for Norwich, if you're a Norwich fan, enjoy tonight, because it was absolutely fantastic, and I'm well happy for you guys. As for Manchester City fans, soak it up, guys, because you were winning so many games over the last couple of years, and not many teams have been able to get anything against you. So just soak it up, guys. That's all I can say for you guys. Soak it up. But it's still early in the season, and we've seen last season Liverpool got quite a significant lead, and Manchester City managed to pull it back. But yeah, guys, I think it's an absolutely it's going to be another fascinating title race. Basically, we have now got Manchester City 5 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool sitting first on 15 points, and Manchester City sitting second on 10 points. Do you guys think that that's a significant amount of points difference already early in the season, or do you think it's just nothing to worry about? Me personally, anything can happen. We've seen it last season. We've seen that Liverpool closed the gap. Got a commanding lead, shall we say? And Manchester City did absolutely fantastic last season to pull the points tally back and eventually go on to win it. So yeah, for me, it's still wide open. 5 points close. It's an absolutely awesome gap, and Liverpool fans will be rightly so bouncing. But overall, guys, I think the title race is still open. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It'd be very much appreciated to hear what you guys thinking. I think today has just basically opened up the league a bit, because I think further down the line, Liverpool will probably have a banana skin. We saw last season when the pressure came off them a little bit, that's when they started to slip up. Are Liverpool going to do the same thing this season? Are they going to, now that they've managed to open a bit of a gap between them and Manchester City, are they going to have a little bit of a wobble? Time will tell, guys. Time will tell. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video of me giving you my point of view on today's game. I think it's absolutely fantastic what Norwich have done. And should say to you guys that are Wolves fans, Burnley fans, Leicester fans, whoever you support, your club can do this. Your club can go and get a result against Manchester City or Liverpool. Your club and your players just need to believe that you can get that result. You need to have a go at them and believe that it can be done. But yeah, guys, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. It'd be great to have your input and involve yourself in the channel by leaving comments. Hopefully you guys will join me on the next video. Let me know, as I say, with regards to this match and any other comments you want to make with regards to any of the other results today, and it will be great to hear from you guys. Take care for now and look after yourself.